I've truly felt broken many times. I never knew that it was going to be so hard sometimes to go through the things that we've gone through. When we were young, we had big plans, and we thought we just had everything all figured out. We were going to take our motorcycle around the world and end up back in Australia in about a year. And all the plans that we had never happened, but God definitely had other plans. The baby we were going to have turned out to be in great distress, and we only had him for a few hours, and then we had to let him go. It was heartbreaking. Here I am, just a baby Christian, and my husband has a motorcycle accident, and he was in a coma. I didn't know if he was ever going to be the same. I thought I'd lost my husband for sure. Nothing that I had planned was going the way I thought, and everything that was in my life that had been a kind of a philosophy or belief system that I had just wasn't helping at all. It was just hollow and empty. And then Jesse was born premature. His lungs hadn't developed properly, and when he was about 7 years old, he was hit by a bus, and we didn't know if he was going to live or die. They'd never seen a worse head injury in which the patient survived. But we prayed, God, please help us. We can get through whatever, but just don't let him die. And he did survive, miraculously. He had to learn everything all over again. He had to learn to talk. He had to learn to walk. He had to learn to sit up. The neurologist said, I can't believe this is the same child that's in the CAT scans. There's no way he should be able to do these things. But Jesse made it. Then in 1993, Philip came to me and told me that he'd become a heroin addict. Everything, it was just a nightmare. We tried for years, and after 35 years of marriage, we divorced. Our family was destroyed. Right before Philip was planning on leaving, we had the tragic loss of our home. The fire started in the studio. It spread to the house. We only had time to escape with our children. The house just went up so fast. It was incredible. So without insurance, we had to start trying to rebuild again. And then later on, Richard, who was our youngest and was just the most amazing, fun, full of life, when he was 23, he was killed in a car accident. He'd come to visit and stood at the door and said, I love you, Julie, Mom. And I said, I love you too, kid. And he went out the door, and 45 minutes later, he hit a tree, and he was gone. Sometimes it just felt like too much for any one family to endure. I just didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't know how we were going to make it. I was so lonely and so disappointed because we had such big plans. It all just fell apart, and there was nothing I had in me that could deal with it. So much loss. The loss of a child, the loss of a baby, the loss of our home, the loss of our marriage, the loss of so much. But we've been used of God to give hope to other people that are going through similar things, and we learned to trust God, and we want to give other people hope. God put us back together, and we became a family again, and I can tell you, we just realized what God's capable of. And He healed, and He restored, and every time that there was something that we thought we couldn't endure, He showed us that we could, and He got us through. I've often thought working with stained glass is pretty amazing analogy of the way life has been, and I've often thought how ironic it is in a way that all these pieces that alone really don't look like much of anything. They're just broken glass, but when they're all put together in a design that the artist has envisioned, there's something beautiful that comes out of it, and that there's been so many things that were broken and reassembled in our life by God. I know everyone has their own story. We're not that special. Everybody's been through something. But God's used the brokenness in our lives, and every time there's been restoration, God has shown us that He's able to heal. We just want to be used to help other people find that healing too, and to share the comfort with which we've been comforted. It's amazing to me how God can take a broken family with so many broken pieces and put them together into something that's beautiful. God put us back together and we became a family again. And so after 7 years, we decided we would get remarried. And he's not done yet. He's not done.